I am all finished with this transmission except for de-rusting the outside and getting a nice coat of paint on it. I'd like to get some opinions on what to use as far as primer and a top coat. Anyways, it's all done. It's torqued. It's all cleaned out. The only new parts in there are the seal washers, shaft seals, and I'm thinking that's it. There's a lot of work in there, taking it completely apart. There's 6 sets of 64 needle bearings that have to be put in place, and that's a little bit of a challenge, but it's all done. It's all cleaned up. It rotates nicely, as you can see, and got the cooler lines plugged and the back end's plugged, and the side here is plugged as well. The only thing, let's see, new O-rings, of course. The O-rings that were on there were too small, and I know this may not hold up, but I'm going to replace them anyhow. It's just keep the dust out for now, but they're air conditioning seals. There's about a half quart of transmission fluid in there that just kind of keep things lubricated. I don't know. I'm going to watch these seals while it's being stored, but it won't be operated. I am going to ask these seals actually are the proper size. The ones that I bought that were on, to replace the ones that were on here were too small. They just kind of slid up and down on that shaft. But here's my next question: B-drive. What I did was, it's completely apart. It needed 4 new bearings, pretty good shape. It just needed a cleanup. There was signs of water damage. But here's my big question right here: is grease fitting. And this grease fitting goes into the cooling cavity. This bottom plate mates up with a cooling jacket on either side. You can see that's the width of the cooling jacket. And here it was full of crud. I went ahead, I had it upside down and was soaking it in vinegar, and that's why I made this temporary gasket. But I soaked it in vinegar. I didn't see any cracks, any leaks. Of course, I didn't heat it up, but I guess if I had a crack, the heat would have opened it up. But I don't think this thing has any visual inspection with a bright light. Compared to glasses, I didn't see anything. But I don't know why this grease fitting is here. Why would you pump grease into a cooling cavity? Maybe it's has something to do with salt water usage. Maybe you just pump that thing full of grease. I don't know. If anybody can help me out there, I think I'm going to pull it out and just use a standard plug. And here's the plug for the hole for the drain plug. And also, one of these bearings, maybe somebody would know. One of the bearings, let me grab it. This bearing here has a hole, and the part number corresponds to a bearing that is greased. That's what that hole's for. But the position it came out of, there's no, at first I thought this grease fitting corresponded to this, and I got to thinking, why would you grease something that's bathed in transmission fluid? It didn't make any sense. So my thoughts are that this was probably just the right size bearing, and they disregarded the fact that it had this hole in there. And I think that's what the deal is. Anyhow, welcome anybody's opinion or theory. If anybody's got even a story based on the truth, it would be good to know. I wouldn't be surprised if I go to take apart another one and find that the different bearing was used without this hole.